Jeepers, where'd you get those weepers? Jeepers, where'd you get those eyes?
Where'd you get them?
Where did you get the eyes, mate? I don't know, but we're here. We're Jeepers Creepers
So is it
1 review. Approaching the 20th anniversary of this movie. I think the 20th anniversary's done. 20th anniversary's been gone and past.
And they're bringing a new one out next year. It's
Actually,
called Rebirth.
I'm pretty sure they cancelled it because the director's a pedo, but yeah, we're not here to talk about him.
You the director?
No.
You're just a fat man, right? Anyway, oh.
I'm pretty sure the director's fat as well, but here, we'll move on for that.
Yes,
So, Jeepers Creepers.
2001. 20 years ago.
You know, when you first watch it, you're thinking, fucking great horror movie.
You rewatch it and you
You
think,
think,
this is
yeah.
a fucking pish horror movie.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but I mean, there's a lot. I know you get this in all horror movies, but there's a lot of times in this movie I'm thinking, why are they making these decisions? You know, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? I mean, come on, it's common sense. Like, I know in the heat of the moment you might shite yourself and make the wrong decision, but fucking hell, like, some of the stuff in this movie is stupid.
We'll get to, but we're going to start at the beginning.
I think the most stupid thing in the movie is the main character's name.
Derry?
Called Derry. I mean,
Why's he not called Londonderry?
yeah, I know. Fucking. Obviously, the guy must be a. There you go, Celtic
Tim.
fan.
A wee
Aye.
Tim.
Must support the Celtic. But
Celtic.
anyway, Derry is what's his fucking sister called?
Trish.
Trish. Yeah, I don't know, Trish just seems like Trish just seems like a name for an old person. Unless you're Trish Stratus, Trish just seems like a
Well,
Patricia.
Derry bothers me more than Trish, and
Anyway, so
we're driving.
They're driving home.
Do not know what state we're in, actually. Do you?
Well, it could be in any state, to be honest.
Doesn't really matter.
Uh,
What's the matter with you? Well,
Well, we need to find out what state we are in, and that means if we ever go to America, we can try and avoid Mr. Jeepers Creepers. But aye, so they're travelling home to their parents' house. Obviously, I think they're both in uni, some shit like that. They're on the road, and they get into a game of spot the license plate or guess the license plate. Personally, I've never played this because when custom license plates are kind of rare. How many cars with vehicles would actually have them?
yeah, and yeah.
But in this film, it's like everyone that drives past has got one.
Maybe it's an American thing.
Maybe it's an
Maybe
American.
maybe it's not a DLA thing.
Maybe America have more custom plates, whatever. So they're guessing that Derry's trailing. Then this big fan comes up
Beep beep. Beep beep on the
and
Jeep.
basically beeps them out the way. They kind of get out of the way. And
But he could have just overtook though.
yeah, the fan starts like fucking ramming them in the pace that this thing came up at. Like, Jesus Christ,
In the rearview mirror.
must have been some like Mercedes engine in this. This is like a Mercedes approaching a fucking Williams. It was
Haas.
Haas, aye. It was quick
The
stuff.
Haas is on your ass.
So Derry driving over the place, it ends up coming off the road. The license plate was beating you, and he won that. But at the end of the day, they kind of crashed their car. So
Not good. And then, guys, we end up at the guy's house, the church. What's it called? The church?
the House of Pain,
The House of Pain. That's the name.
right, dipshit. I'll do the reviews. You
Right,
just-
and then basically they discover this.
no, what happens is so
they see him doing it.
they're driving past. Obviously, they catch up to him at a later date. They're like, "Oh, there's that guy that rammed us off the road," and you just see like, this big black figure. And the next minute, he's got this big body bag, and he throws it down to this chute. And yeah, then they drive off, and he comes after them, and he just drives straight past them, and then they make the retarded decision.
They go back. And
mean,
why would you go back? Especially because considering this Derry guy's a shite bag.
Yeah, why not just be like, you'll phone the police and say, "Here, I seen a suspicious looking guy who rammed us off the road." Then 10 minutes later, we seen him dump a body bag. I mean, is that not plausible cause enough?
Exactly.
The fact that he rammed you off the road and had road rage, and then like 10 minutes later, I think the police would investigate that. But no, they go investigate it. Derry is looking down the chute or whatever, falls down the chute, cuts his hand, rips his shirt. Then inside he finds Jeepers Creepers' House of Pain.
Yep. He discovers the one guy who's still alive. He's had his something ripped out. He can't barely speak.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. He acts so shocked here at this guy. Albeit, right, the guy's sewed up, so it's a bit weird. But like, you saw him throw a body
What are you
down.
expecting to find?
No, you saw him throw a body down.
Yeah, so what are you expecting to find?
If anything, it was a good thing that the guy was still alive.
Yeah, no, you think he threw a body down the chute or whatever. So what are you expecting to find?
Exactly. So this
Fucking
is
you go down, it's like a nice wee playhouse with puppies and kittens. I mean, come on.
nope. Not puppies and kittens, just 600 dead bodies.
Anyway, the guy with all
waxed on
the
wall.
stuff ripped out his stomach dies, and then he's a drip on his shoe. He looks up and there's like fucking the guy. He's like waxed to preserve the skin. He's like waxed about 500 people. They're all up in the walls and the ceilings and the everything. Jeepers Creepers It looks like he's driving back. Trish panics, jumps in the car, but it's just some fucking
Jobber.
broken
Who
ground.
she should have been waving down.
Yeah, but she thought it was Jeepers Creepers. Then next minute, Derry jumps on the window and she shits herself.
And why would he do that?
I don't know, cool action scene.
Cool action scene.
They make their way to
A diner.
the diner. They get into the diner, make a phone call to the police. Everyone's this diner. The way they portrayed this diner was it was like some fucking Yankee racist 1960s diner.
Aye, and also
We don't
everyone
like
was
you out of town folks. Get out of here.
everyone was a coffin dodger. But the way these two went about explaining it was fucking retarded. Surely they should have been like, right, any
Well,
who's
why-
not
why-
noticed suspicious activity by a guy in a truck.
You know why they like? We need help. Call the police. Be like, look, there's a guy fucking with 500 dead bodies in his house.
I know.
Call the fucking police. Because like, see if you walk into a diner or whatever and you just say we need help, call the police. They
It
may
could
not
be
take
fucking
you, They
anything.
may not take you serious.
Exactly.
At least tell them
I
why.
wouldn't.
At least tell them why you need the police.
If you're sitting in a diner and someone comes and says that, you're just going to tuck straight back into your scrambled egg. See if someone comes into a diner and says, yo, we've just found a place with 500 dead bodies, so do the boy be like, alright, I'm not going to eat my scrambled egg anymore.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So that's
exactly.
it. But then the big police officer and the other woman, like, right, you know what, we're going to listen, we're going to see this. And then turns out outside there's a guy sniffing their clothes.
It's not like a big pure nonce. Basically, just getting big bundles of the underwear.
I thought this was the biggest non-thing he'd do, but nope. We'll save that for later.
Some mad black woman with psychic powers makes a phone call, tells Derry that he needs to listen it for the Jeepers Creepers song that I sung at the start of the video. That means bad things for him. Then so the police, they don't really believe him, but then there's like fingerprints on the door. They're driving to I guess they're going to the police station.
But no, kids me, you could barely fucking see them.
Or I think the police were escorting these two home. Not quite sure what they were doing. Next minute, apparently the fingerprints come back, dead skin. Skin's been dead. Fingerprints are dead. You wouldn't think dead skin would leave fingerprints, but apparently it does.
But see, that's what gets me, right? If you... So there's like not a normal creature. It's something no normal, right? You've got... We see later on in the movie that the police force is massive. They've said there's literally hundreds of bodies in this, and they were just going to send 2 police officers to it. You'd send the whole fucking squad. Half the squad, not 2 jobbers.
Yeah, maybe they didn't believe them though, you know.
Fuck, I know, but...
I get what you're saying, like, but maybe that's why just... So anyway, next minute there's a big thump on the police car. Woman looks out the window,
She's gone.
flies out. Next minute, big hand comes down through the roof, grabs the police officer's head up.
Battle axe, good night.
Deed. Head goes, flies at Derry's car, hits the window. They spin it. It's come to a halt. Again, they just seen a head hit the windshield and they think it's a good idea to get out the car and approach the police
Like,
car.
where else could the head have came from? It's obviously from the other car, because it's not one of your heads.
Next minute, they see Trish sees the head just lying there. Then Jeepers Creepers goes out the police car, starts making out with the fucking head, rips its tongue out. Weird shit right here.
Yeah, this was weird.
And they're still just like looking at the damn thing. You know, like what the fuck? Why are you not
Aye, like,
driving away or something?
or
You know?
fighting them, or fucking, I don't know, something.
Then they get into like a battle, but it's like eventually they manage to. The guy does a bit of parkour on the car, but then eventually they run him over. I thought the parkour looked a bit stupid. I mean,
Looked a bit goofy.
yeah, like, but maybe this isn't like a true straight up horror movie. You know, maybe this has got goofy elements.
Well, it definitely does, but...
I'd say the second one definitely does. I think the first one was kind of being portrayed more as a horror
I know,
movie.
but there was even that point where he throws the guy's body in, and then he opens the door again, and then he throws the head
Yeah,
in.
but we didn't
he
discuss
fixes
that. I
his
mean, that was a
hat.
pretty funny moment. Yeah, he's fixing his, Undertaker style hat, and then he throws in the headless body, and then the next minute the door opens up again. He chucks in the head. So I guess he wants to take all the possessions home with him. Maybe he'll probably sew that back on. Like he seems to be good. Like, see if you ever rip your jumper. I think if you take it to Jeepers Creepers, he could probably fix it for you.
Aye, he must have a good, decent... He does have a
Sewing
decent
machine?
sewing kit. We've seen that at the end of the movie, aye, so that's no bad, but... These jobbers make their way to the police station, but who else is making his way to the police station on one leg? Dun it.
Well, before that, actually, they stop at some woman's house with about 10 million cats,
Oh, that's true.
and that's when they run him over.
Oh, aye, yeah.
So we're actually, the timeline's all fucked here, but basically they find some woman with about 10 million cats. They tell her someone's been hurt. She thinks it's one of her cats. When she finds out it's not one of her cats, she doesn't really give a shit. Jeepers Creepers poses as a scarecrow. Then he kills this woman. They're still standing there just looking.
So fucking
I
stupid.
mean, I certainly wouldn't have stopped at a fucking house in the middle of nowhere. I mean, I'd have kept on going. Unless, the only way I'd have stopped is if like, you run out of fuel. And it's like, that's your last chance, basically, to make a call. But then they run him over. Then they get to the police station. The Jeepers Creepers, you can see his legs all fucked up. He's got one wing hanging off. He makes his way to the police station, climbs into a cell, eats some guy.
And the
throws
two guys in the cell just sit there and let it happen. Like,
yeah, maybe they don't know. Like, they're thinking, oh, we can't. But like, if you, I don't know, man.
But he opened the cell. He could have ran it.
He didn't open the cell. The cell was opened by Jeepers Creepers.
That's what I'm saying. No, they could have ran it once he did that instead of sitting there. If you're not going to do anything, you may as well get out.
See, when they seen that thing coming in the cell, why the fuck didn't the freedom jump it?
And that's what gets me. How's like all the other prisoners just sleeping during this? A big fucking bastards crawled in.
Yeah, like, I mean, surely they have that commotion.
And then the police officer just stands there, and like, well, why wouldn't you shoot him while he doesn't even know you're there?
Yeah. So then the shots are fired. The officer hurt, officer down. There's about 20 of them, man. They've all got the shotguns. They get told it's coming up the stairs. One guy goes to the stairs. He says there's nothing there. He turns his back, which he wouldn't fucking do. Next minute, Jeepers Creepers comes down, grabs his heart out, eats it, fucking flies back up the stairs.
But this is like, there's a good 20-second standoff here where the police. This guy's gone. You have to open fire here.
Yeah, I think he.
And even if he wasn't gone, I think one for the team.
Yeah. But then they wait till Jeepers Creepers is gone, and then they waste about fucking 2 million rounds firing up the stairs where the guy's not even there. The black woman arrives at the police station. She thinks it's a good idea to try and take Derry and Patricia to
away
escape.
from the police.
Like, let's be real. Would you rather be with some out of shape, like 56-year-old black woman,
fucking impersonator,
or would you rather be, with like 20 police officers that have got, even though up to this stage they've acted fucking stupid, right? And they don't look competent, right? But to me, I would still rather be with them. They've got the guns, they've got the numbers, but no, we're gonna run away from the police.
Get the flab.
We're gonna go the opposite way for the police, and we're gonna go with this woman. Jeepers Creepers eventually tracks them down in this room. He's choosing who he wants. He chooses Derry. They're about to fly out the window. The police burst in. They've got him lined up. They still don't take a shot. Jeepers Creepers fucking expands his wings out. He's about to fly out the window.
He's basically
fucking
saying,
Stevie Wonder can see it, but the police still don't do nothing. Trish tells Jeepers Creepers to take her because she's stronger. She won't fight him. But if she's stronger, then
she would fight him.
Yeah, so
the logic here.
I don't really get it.
Jeepers Creepers may be a dumb bastard, but he figured this one out.
Then the next minute, he flies out the window.
That just sounds gay.
Yeah, we're
I can't play in that shit, brother.
He flies out the window. The police then go to the window. They line him up in the scope, even though by this stage he's flew about 2 million miles
I'm pretty
away.
sure, did they not shoot?
I don't know, but they couldn't hit him in the same room, but they think they can hit him for about, fucking half a mile in the sky.
It's fucking garbage.
And then Trish runs down the stairs. For some reason, they couldn't get out the front door earlier.
And how quick did she get down?
Yeah,
the building's massive, and she was out like in 10 seconds.
She got out in like less than that, and then she starts running. I mean, I get it in that maybe that shock. You try anything, but I know I just don't.
But why didn't she try? Why didn't she try and get Tim while he was in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, but I'll try and get Tim when he's 400 feet in the sky.
Why the fuck wouldn't the police, as soon as he expands his wing? See, if it was me and I was there, I would take my chances. I'd be like, here, just open fucking fire. If I get hit, I get hit.
Exactly.
But, do not let this guy fly out this window with me.
I know.
But nah, and then Patricia's parents come to collect her the next day, and then we hear the Jeepers Creepers song at the end of the movie, and Derry's like...
eyes are cut out.
He's hung up. I think his whole body has been cut off. It's just like a layer of skin, and then the movie ends with Jeepers Creepers like putting his face behind Derry's face.
Got his eyes.
You see his eyes and like the wee cutout,
decent wee
like
ending.
a cardboard cutout, and I mean, there you go. I mean, it's a decent movie. It's not the greatest movie of all time. I'll give it a 7. I like it. I think it's decent. It's definitely. I think it's one of those movies. I think you could rewatch this and not get bored of it. But it's not a classic by any means. It's definitely flawed,
definitely,
but it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
But
I wouldn't
I
even
spent
say,
an hour and a half burying it. Like I'll give it a 6.
I wouldn't say it's one of my. I wouldn't say it's a good horror movie. I think it's a good movie. It's fun. I like it. I'm giving it a 7.
We'll give so a 6.5 out of 10.
6.5 out of 10. There you go. There's your movie review. Jeepers Creepers gets a 6.5 out of 10.
Well, we review the second one.
Oh, we might, aye.
Well,
we need to watch it first, but there you go. Let us know what your thoughts are. What do you think of Jeepers Creepers?
Yeah.
Does he do it for you?
Nope.
Is he your all-time favourite
We're
horror
not watching
guy,
the third one.
Nah, third one's pish. Might watch the fourth one though if it ever comes out.
Next year.
But until then,
2022. Peace, motherfucker.